coming home late from school, failed my retest. It's like no matter what I do, I can't do anything right. Maybe they're right. I should just give up as a student. First, it affects the small things like homework. Then it leads to bigger things like your grades. In the end, it all affects your future. At times like these, you should start considering Avid. These are the times where you felt like you just dropped your entire life. Well, don't you worry. With Avid, it'll pick your life back up, one by one, and also prepare you for your future.
Hello, I'm Chris Arredondo, Avid student, and reporter of the Student Council. Okay, so let's just say Avid, well actually, let me put it this way. It's kind of like your schoolwork is a dirty room, okay? And about a dirty room,
Like schoolwork, nobody wants to clean their room. And when you don't clean it, it just gets dirtier and dirtier. And when you just let it get dirtier and dirtier, things will pile up. And when things pile up, it gets harder to when you do clean it. This will lead you to be very, very unorganized and have a very filthy binder as well. And what do? You just ignore everything. You try to cover it up. And you pretend that everything is fine, but it's not. All you do is just not pay attention to what's important and only pay attention to what isn't.
and with Avid, we can clean everything up. So as you see here, Avid can make your room, your dirty room, much cleaner. And by cleaner, I mean more organized, more basically better.
With Avid, everything is literally cleaned up. Your binder will be more organized, thus making it, better to find everything. You won't have to struggle with classwork and all that. And when everything's organized, everything is easier to find. And when everything is easier to find, it just basically makes your school life and your social life, if you have one or something like that, easier. It just makes everything better for yourself, for your future, and oh yeah. And everything is tastefully organized.
Now we head on to Alex with the acronym.
Advancement via individual determination.
And that spells Avid.
Yes, it does.
Let's get on to the next scene. And welcome back to Avid Chat with Professor Alex.
Okay, we have James Davenport here. You can ask him a few questions because he's a noob. Okay, what does Avid mean to you, son?
It means to me like it could help me through school and stuff.
What has been your greatest challenge since you have been in Avid for about 4 days?
The projects and keeping up with high grades.
Good for you. What are your plans for your future?
To be a digital or animator or a UAV drone pilot.
Ah. What is the number one priority you have as an Avid student?
You have to set a good example for everybody else.
That is a good child. How long have you been in Avid?
For about 2 weeks.
2 weeks? I thought it was 4 days. Okay. What college are you planning to enter?
Sam Houston State University.
Sam Houston, huh?
Oh.
Okay, let's see. What else we have to ask for you? What advice would you give a student that is thinking about joining Avid?
Tell them to be prepared
Be prepared for what?
for projects and stuff.
How often do you study?
1 to 2 hours.
1 to 2 hours. What has being an avid taught you to
Me.
help in your success?
To be a good student and always respect your bosses and stuff.
Good job, my boy. Okay, that is enough. Yeah, that's it.
And we'll be
Bye, have a wonderful day.
And that was Avid Chat with Professor Alex. Now, let's get on with these useless commercials. Like I'm ever gonna buy anything.
brought to you by.
To another episode of Avid Chat, starring Richard.
Richard. Okay, I'm gonna ask you some questions here.
All right.
What does avid mean to you, Richard?
I think it's a place where you can have fun, yet you have to buckle down and get things done at the same time.
What has been your greatest challenge?
The TRFs,
TRF. What does TRF mean?
tutorial request form,
Okay. What are your plans for your future?
to become a weapons designer for the USA.
Oh. What is the number one priority you have at Avid?
To get all A's.
Okay. How long have you been in Avid?
This is my first year.
Oh. What college are you planning to enter?
I haven't decided quite yet. I'll be making up my mind soon.
What advice would you give a student that is thinking about joining Avid?
I would say you should definitely try it because it's fun. You have these fun Fridays. You get to do the TRFs. You can bond with people. It's just so awesome. I would really highly suggest it.
How often do you study?
What?
How often do you study?
How often do I study?
Yeah.
Every day.
Every day. What has being an Avid taught you to help you with success?
To be more organized and that made me more successful because instead of searching through my binder every single day, I would be able to just go into my binder, know what I want, and I know exactly where to get it.
Okay, well that's all the questions I have for you, Mr. Richard Harris.
Awesome.
And that was another episode done, but with Avid Chat with Professor Alex and newbie Richard Harris.
Hey,
Well, it is your first year, right?
doesn't mean I'm a noob.
Just like Mr. James. No, not noob from video games, newbie. First episode of Avid Chat with Professor Alex and guest star Homero.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you some questions here, child. What has Avid mean to you? What does Avid mean to you?
Avid for me is like a place to have fun, honestly.
What has been your greatest challenge since you have been in Avid?
It has to be the TRS,
What is a TRF?
the tutorial request form. It's hard for me because I can't come up with a good question, and after that we have to come up with 2 questions. After that we have to work out our problem and write down what we know, which is kind of difficult for me because I don't know anything about that question. That's what I wrote down.
Ah.
So I had troubles in that category.
And please tell me what your plans are for your future.
When I graduate high school, I'm going to move on to college. I haven't chosen the right college yet, but I want something so I can study technology because I love technology. I'm going to study it and probably work at a company. I hope I work in a company where I can do what I love, which is working with technology, like creating things from scratch on a computer.
And how long have you been in Avid?
2 years now. Next year might be my 3rd year. Yeah.
And that's all the questions I have for you, Mr. Homero Lozoya.
Okay, thank you for having me.
And that was Avid Chat with Professor Alex and guest star Homero. Every Tuesday and Thursday, get to Avid class, can't get through the door without your TOF in hand.
Completed front and back. That seems like it's whack.
But it'll help you on the double when your crutches give you trouble.
Initial questionnaire. Vocabulary. Show your work starting to sound a bit scary.
Hey, come back. Just don't start to run away. Wait till you hear about the Crazy Fun Friday.
The Avid program ensures students are aware of all the necessary steps it takes to be admitted into a 4-year university.
Avid, decades of college dreams. For more information, go to www.avid.org. Action.